What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I'm gonna just kick some quintessential truth in this video, and I'm just gonna speak from the heart on some real. So just, you know what I mean, buckle up, grab your soda or whatever, and listen. Truthfully, some of you guys are making me feel ashamed to be a part of this boxing generation. And it's because some of you, not all, and I know and this is not directed to my real boxing fans who look at the sport as a sport as it should be looked at in an objective fashion. They really break down fights and stuff. It's not to you guys. This is to the emergence of just groupies, emotional fans, and that kind of thing. Now, the problem I'm having is when it comes to these fans, a lot of the fans who have a favorite fighter, they'll do anything for that fighter, even if that means covering their tracks. Like, have you ever had a friend who, let's say they snuck out, you guys are in high school or something, they snuck out, they were grounded or weren't supposed to leave the house, and they're supposed to be with you, and then their parents or something call you, and you're like, oh yeah, he's in the bathroom. Like, you have to cover for him because you don't want to get him in trouble, even though the motherfucker's not really with you. That's what a lot of you guys do as fans. You guys are so emotionally attached to these fighters. You make countless excuses. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if you weren't hypocritical about it. Hypocritical in the sense of you condemn fighter A that you don't like for doing this, and then there's a severe double standard when it comes with your favorite fighter. Now, what I'm talking about is Miguel Cotto versus Triple G. I made a couple videos about that. I also made the video about Sergio Mora's tweet. I don't know if they're really considering it like he's suggesting in that tweet, but I don't want to see Sergio Mora versus Miguel Cotto. Now, I love Miguel Cotto. He's a hell of a fighter. I don't talk shit and like just to bash people and, you know what I mean, be a bully or anything like that. Miguel Cotto is a great fighter. However, there are a ton and drones of fans who are making excuses for him not to fight Triple G. Now, Triple G just posted this today, minutes ago. He said, who wants? And it's a picture of when they sparred or whatever. I want it. I think it's a good fight. It's a good fight. And the thing that pisses me off is you have a demographic of people who say, nah, I'm not impressed. Triple G's fighting Macklin. I don't care. I never rated him high. Daniel Gill, Martin Murray, Curtis Stevens, Gabe Rosado just moved up, Ashita, Adama. I don't care about any of those guys. I don't rate them highly. Okay, fair enough. They're not, you know what I mean, Mayweather, Pacquiao caliber, proven, you know what I mean, Felix Trinidad, Bernard Hopkins, proven guys that are known to be elite, like Oscar De La Hoya or whatever. Cool. That's fine. However, you can't say that and in the same breath make an excuse for why Cotto shouldn't fight Triple G. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm getting. There's people, it's like, it's pissing me off. People are leaving comments saying Cotto's too small. I mean, I agree. I don't think he belongs at middleweight, but you got to look at it. Nobody told Miguel Cotto to pass up the fight on the table, and I think they offered him 10 or 11 million to fight Canelo the first time. He passed that up in order to set history for Puerto Ricans and to fight Sergio Martinez. He did that, and he passed with flying colors. Nobody told him that he had to do that. Him, his team, or whoever chose that. Then he beat the shit out of Sergio Martinez, set history, and he's just been hanging on to the belts. So that was his choice. He set that he put that bullseye on his back. He did that. You know what I'm saying? That nobody else forced him to do that. Therefore, being in a competitive sport, you're in the Shark's tank, and it's point blank. So whether he's too small or whatever you think is the case, that's fear. He says it's not that he says, he is the lineal middleweight champion. So of course people are going to come for your head because they want that. Triple G is constantly being like put down, and I'm not saying, I don't know, I don't rate Triple G where Marvin Hagler was or anything like that, because like a lot of people are saying, I have to see him in there with an Andre Ward or somebody who could bring that next level out of him and show me some more things. But I think he's a good fighter, and it remains to be seen how good until he gets in there with a known elite guy who has been looking good in recent history. So I'm fair. You know what I'm saying? I'm 100% fair. I do like the journey and the path that Triple G is on, but you can't put him down and condemn him and say he's a bitch, he ain't fought nobody, he's overrated, he's hyped, and he's calling these guys out. Peter Quillen vacates. He was supposed to fight Chavez Jr. He signed up, and then Chavez Jr. couldn't get it together legally with Top Rank or whatever. Then he took a long layoff. So he's calling out Miguel Cotto. He just said who wants. Tom Loeffler, I talked to him. He said he's down to make the fight. He's been posting tweets saying he's down to make the fight. So it's like, you guys got to pick and choose. You can't just like, oh, Miguel Cotto's my savior, so he can never do anything wrong. Again, Cotto's a great fighter, but when is this okay? When is this okay for the lineal middleweight champion? And again, here's where the hypocrisy comes in. Danny Garcia, another lineal champion, he fought Rod Salka, and people were outraged. He's a bitch, he's a pussy, everyone hates him, right? Everyone hates Danny. Since then, he's already on track again, fighting a good, even though I don't like the catchweight, is still a good competitor in Lamont Peterson, a respected guy in his division. So he's already back on track. And I still see some people leaving cherries and talking shit about how Danny Garcia sucks, right? But meanwhile, Miguel Cotto, because you guys love him, which I love him too as a fighter, he's a great fighter, you're impartial and you turn a blind eye to what's happening. And this is it. I told you in that other video that I did, defend or drop. If you're not cut out for this middleweight stuff, drop the belt. There's no reason to hold it hostage. And the thing about it is this, from my perspective, the longer Miguel Cotto holds on to that belt and those belts, the worse it's going to be, because it's going to look worse on his behalf. It looks very bad. He's holding on to the belt, and then when the pressure gets too immense, he dips out and like, oh shit, I'm dropping the belt, I'm vacating. That's gonna look terrible, when he could have just did the Sergio Martinez thing, like I said, history, and then went back down to 54. You got to make a career choice and an executive decision as far as what you want in this game, what you want for your legacy to be the tail end. I wouldn't even condemn Cotto if he just did it and then he went back down, but the fact that he's taking forever, nobody knows who he's fighting, and then they're saying a possible Sergio Mora. If that's the case, I'm not okay with that. I don't think that's a good way. And it's annoying to see some of the fans defend. You know what I mean? The guys you hate, Mayweather or whoever, if he doesn't face his mandatory, he's a punk. He's a chump. Oh, he didn't fight Edeslandi Lores, his mandatory, or Keith Thurman or whatever. But you got a guy who's being called out in a fight that can be made. K2 works with HBO. Cotto works with HBO. No problems there. Gennady Golovkin's looked impressive and generating good numbers. That's another thing. Business sense, it makes sense. A lot more sense than Sergio Mora, because Triple G sold out the StubHub. I think it was like 9,000 seats or something like that. And also, he's a rising star. He's doing the Mexican style. He's becoming more of a fan favorite, if you will. And he's generating some of the best numbers over there at HBO. Out of all the fights like last year and stuff, some of his are peaking at the highest amount of homes. So from all fronts, there's really no reason this fight shouldn't or couldn't happen. You mean to tell me a lineal middleweight champion may possibly face Sergio Mora, that a lot of basic people who don't really cover the sport or follow the sport in detail, they don't know Sergio Mora. They're not going to like his style per se. You know what I mean? Because that's what I get every time someone uses like stealthy movement and craftiness. I always read a ton of comments like, oh, he's boring, so I'm just going to use that and go with it. I don't care. I like different styles, but I know a lot of people who want that in-your-face action that Triple G provides, right? So you mean to tell me, how is Sergio Mora or K9 Bundridge, which is another option I heard they're thinking about, Timothy Bradley, Brandon Rios, welterweight guys, how are these better fights for Cotto and his legacy? Again, the longer Cotto waits, I'm just telling y'all, the longer he waits, the worse it's going to be, because there's going to be like a situation like Leo Santa Cruz and Rigondeaux. You keep waiting, now people are like losing respect for your demeanor. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, for Cotto, it's all eyes on him. There's a lot of diehard Canelo fans that are pissed that he passed up on that mega fight. That was a fight that the only fight that trumps that in my book, for me, in terms of like anticipation based on the event, was Mayweather and Pacquiao. That was my number 2 fight that I really wanted to see and was really anticipating. But you didn't get back to Oscar, you didn't get back to Canelo, so that fight fell apart. And the fight got got canned. So he's getting it from all sides. The people who are Canelo diehard fans, the people that are Triple G diehard fans, they're not respecting this behavior. So all I'm asking is be fair. If Floyd Mayweather does it, if Pacquiao does it, if Miguel Cotto does it, if Gennady Golovkin does it, whoever does it, it should be anybody can't get it. Stop making these chump ass like chicken excuses for fighters conducting themselves in such a way. Now, again, this video, I don't know Cotto's next move. I'm not in his circle, so it may not be Sergio Mora. But either way, my point remains. You got someone breathing down your throat who's considered the man to beat, who's rising in terms of everything, fanfare, popularity, style. He's improving his resume by constantly fighting 3-4 times a year. And you got to do something, Cotto. Like, you got to do something. So that something to me is either fight him or drop the belts, like I said before. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.